Good evening, listeners. Thank you for joining me this evening. We are halfway to our 500 subscriber mark. I am so excited. I can't believe it. But I know that's not what you came here for. So without further ado, we are going to continue on in the Vixen Diaries. But before we get started, we have to do the YouTubey things. Be sure to hit the like button on this video, the notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It is a lot of people that are listening, but they don't subscribe. However, I do enjoy that you're listening. It does help anyway, but it would be much better if you would subscribe. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to continue on with chapter 12, Mother May I. Growing up, I had dreams, and not just your average run-of-the-mill ballerina dreams. No, I wanted to be a rich and famous writer. I wanted the world to know my pain. I wanted to release it into the universe and let it come back to me clean. I listened to Sheila E's Glamorous Life and Tracy Chapman's Fast Car and daydreamed about being someone different from who I was. From the time I was 5, I remember being praised and rewarded for my writing by local government officials and pillars of the community. I remember my grandmother being there for me with a new dress and shiny new patent leather shoes every time I performed something I had written. I remember her cheering for me and supporting my dreams, letting me know that what I wanted was not just plausible, but inevitable. I have no such memories of my mother. None. Now, 25 years later, how am I supposed to find closure with my mother? How am I supposed to forget, forgive, and move away from the feelings I owned then? Am I supposed to own them now because my body is bigger? The truth is, no matter how many years have passed, no matter where I go or what I do, I will always be that little girl looking into the crowd for her mother and coming up empty. It is a fact that the most formative years in a person's life are between birth and 5 years old. According to my psychologist, the years between 5 and 12 are also very critical, and both these times lay the foundation for who someone will be as an adult. I know that many people can never understand the plausibility of not loving your mother as a mother or respecting her as a person. Trust me, it's hard to explain, but I will try. If the ages between birth and 12 are the most formative, and you give a child some of the most undeniable, miserable moments and memories of her life, then wouldn't you expect that to stick with her just as easily as the lesson that 1 + 1 is 2? I learned a lot of things from my mother during my years living with her, and some of them very necessary, positive lessons. Those have stuck with me as well. How to clean a house and how to cook for my family. I learned from my grandmother about discipline, and I carried those old school principles with me and have raised my son successfully with them. I've carried the negative ones into my adulthood, but I've also carried countless useful, positively balanced experience. As I tell those friends closest to me, it's not as if my mother and I have a falling out just a few years ago and I refuse to grow up and away from it. The feelings I have are deep rooted and I do not expect them to change, nor do I want them to change. However, please understand that my animosity towards my mother and the time we spent together throughout my childhood does not keep me from sharing telephone conversations with her or even time at my Los Angeles residence. I do not allow our stained relationship to bleed into the one she has with my son who adores her. I have the ability to own my feelings, not sugarcoat them, to live with and accept them, and then incorporate them into my life. I accept those emotions just as they are, without feeling the need to change them or make things better. If I don't like you, it's okay. And if the feelings is mutual, that's even better. In my opinion, life is too short to put energy into changing the things that are meant to be. Besides, as the saying goes, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. With my feelings toward my mother set in stone, I am careful and ever vigilant about the ways in which I love my son. As a single mother, I walk a fine line every day between strictly disciplining my son and tenderly loving him. At 9 years old, he is still my baby. Actually, he is growing up right before my eyes and turning into a young man with hints and promises of the grown man he will one day be. And although I have failed at times, as all mothers do, I am confident that I am raising him well and giving him a life he can be proud of. I am careful to be honest with him and allow him to voice his opinions, which I always take into account. As a young girl, I never felt as if my opinions or emotions mattered to my mother. It was always, I'm the mother and you're the child. Don't ask me any questions and stay in a child's place. Children tend to be the more honest and many times smarter than the adults who raise them. Children are not jaded or ruined by the world around them. They do not see the world through rose-colored glasses or make up scenarios in their heads to feel better about themselves or the lives they lead. Children see things just as they are and call it as they see it. Because children see the world without filters, it is important for me to listen to my son and make his opinions matter. He is actually helping me to stay grounded when I see the world through his eyes. What I try to do is take the example of my upbringing, repeat the good ones, reverse the bad ones, and try not to be too hard on myself when I make mistakes. Most of all, I have learned to accept the way things are between my mother and me without longing to have them change. I don't find it necessary to recount the mistakes of my past here on this page. Confessions explain them, and I have sent those thoughts and grievances into the universe so they may no longer weigh me down. What remains is only natural, and I know that I cannot change the past or make it better. During my weekly sessions with my therapist, this was my breakthrough that put my entire life into perspective. I don't have to make it better. Finally, it's okay not to have to fix it. I have never felt freer than I do now. And this is not because I have moved past my personal history, but simply because I accept it. It has made me who I am, and even the most painful moments served good deeds in my life today. I refuse to grow bitter and to let it weigh and let the weight of my youth and the mistakes of others or myself bury me before I am dead. Finally, I live. That was a short chapter, so I will upload the other chapter in 2 days in my normal upload sequence. Y'all bear with me, honey. I work a full-time job, so I do try to do this when I have time. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out, the notification bell, so that you know when I upload new videos. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, share, comment, and I will be doing a live soon so that we can kind of discuss who my thoughts on the characters of Bling are, if anybody cares to chime in. Thank you so much. Have a good day.